Math Falsifies Naturalistic Mega-Evolution, Part 8. Atheist, Mathematician, and Scientist Quote 15. To anticipate the eventual outcome of all of the mathematics in this book, it will be found that Neo-Darwinian theory works at the level of varieties and species, just as it was found empirically to do by biologists from the mid-19th century onward. But Neo-Darwinian theory does not work at broader taxonomic levels. It cannot explain the major steps in evolution. Scientist Dr. Fred Hoyle. My comment: Dr. Hoyle is confirming what I have said in several videos. Neo-Darwinism is correct for microevolution. That is, natural selection can cause adaptation of species within a genus or family. But it is false for the extrapolation to naturalistic mega-evolution, i.e. the claim that random chance and natural selection created the entire biosphere, including alleged naturalistic single-cell to human evolution. Dr. Hoyle is confirming that Neo-Darwinism does not work for the higher taxonomic levels. It works only for the lower levels of varieties and species within a genus or family. Quote 16. Favorable mutations become swallowed in the flood of bad ones, as was already noted above, so that systems which follow a single parent-to-offspring model cannot evolve in a Darwinian sense. The best that can be done is to hold the position, which is basically what bacteria have done for almost 4 billion years. Scientist Dr. Fred Hoyle. My comment: Dr. Hoyle concludes, based on the math, that random chance and natural selection cannot create complex systems needed for the higher taxa. Mutations cause degradation and destruction of creatures. And the fact that harmful mutations are more than 1 million times more numerous than any allegedly beneficial mutations causes mutational degradation to swamp and overpower the power of natural selection to compensate for them. This is the case for all higher and more complex creatures that have relatively smaller populations and lower reproductive rates. And natural selection can adequately compensate for harmful mutations only in creatures with very, very large populations and very high reproductive rates, like bacteria. And even there, the best that natural selection can achieve is stasis of the population in the presence of changing environments. Quote 17. Based on the extended mathematics presented in his book, the usually supposed logical inevitability of the theory of evolution by natural selection is quite incorrect. There is no inevitability, just the reverse. Atheist scientist Dr. Fred Hoyle. My comment: this statement by Dr. Hoyle is consistent with my previous comment above. The fact that harmful mutations are more than 1 million times more numerous than any allegedly beneficial mutations causes mutational degradation to swamp and overpower the power of natural selection to compensate for them. This causes evolutionary degradation rather than progress towards greater complexity. We see this in real life in the growing deleterious genetic load in the genomes of various species, including human beings. The atheist mathematician and scientist Fred Hoyle performed extensive calculations to determine if naturalistic evolution, random chance, and natural selection would work. And he found that it does not work for any level higher than microevolution, that is, adaptation of a species to its local environment inside a genus or family. He published the calculations in a book titled Mathematics of Evolution. The quotes above are from his book. Conclusion. In his book, Dr. Hoyle uses extensive mathematics to show that Neo-Darwinism is false for the higher taxa. Neo-Darwinism is true for microevolution, that is, random chance and natural selection can cause adaptation of a species to its environment, resulting in formation of varieties inside a species or genus, but nothing more. Random chance and natural selection are not capable of creating the biofunctional information and the large-scale changes needed to create completely new body plans and completely new higher taxa, such as kingdom, phylum, class, order. So, Neo-Darwinism, random chance and natural selection, is false for naturalistic mega-evolution, that is the claim of naturalistic single-cell to human evolution. And this is the case for all naturalistic mechanisms in the modern synthesis and the extended synthesis. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.